So today let's talk about the word Shaktipat, what it means, and why a guru, it has to be a real guru, even wants to do that. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jimmy Barkan. I've been practicing hot yoga since 1980. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and smash the like button if you're enjoying this video. So first, let's break down the word Shaktipat. So Shakti, the first part of that word, is the feminine energy, opposed to Shiva, the masculine energy. Shiva Shakti would be equivalent to Yang Yin, the masculine and feminine energy of the universe, or the creative principle of existence. So Shakti is the feminine energy of the universe. That's the first part of the word. Second part is Pat. So in Sanskrit, the word Pat is to fall or to transfer. So Shaktipat would be to transfer this feminine energy from the guru to the disciple. So I know many of you have heard of Patanjali, one of the most important yogic guru sages, avatars of modern day times, even though he was 2,000 years ago, but he gave the yogis a roadmap in the 8-limb path, the real Ashtanga yoga. So how he got his name was his mother was praying for a child. His mother, I believe, was Gonika. So she's praying for a child, and her hands are in this particular mudra. Mudras are hand symbols or seals. Not all mudras are hand symbols, by the way. This is Jyoti mudra. This is Chin mudra. This is Anjali mudra. There's one mudra that's called Kakari mudra, which has to do with the tongue. There's also Maha mudra that has to do with the leg stretching. So not all mudras have to do with hand gestures, but most of them do. So she's in Anjali mudra. And she's praying for her son, and God answers the call. And out of the heavens falls Pat, fall to transfer, Pat from the heavens into her Anjali hands. So Pat Anjali is how he got his name. In the Tantric Tradition, which is a Shaivite tradition, meaning it comes from Shiva, a lot of the work has to do with the spine and the brain, keeping it nice and tall and erect, to open up the channels of the body. I recently did a video on the nadis. Check that video out after you watch this one. So as we transfer the energy up and down the spine, through the brain, through the center channel or the Sushumna nadi, we open up the physical and ethereal body, and we begin to evolve. What the guru can do is to accelerate that process through his transference of energy. Let's look at the definition of guru in two ways. There's the lighter sense of the word, and there's the real meaning of the word. The lighter sense of the word is it would be a guru, could be a teacher. I could be your guru in my yoga class. Bikram could have been my asana guru. There's finance gurus, there's astrology gurus, there's social media gurus. This is in the lighter sense of the word. But the true meaning of guru means weighted one. He will bring you to the light if you follow his techniques. A true guru, according to the yoga masters, is someone who has reached enlightenment, who has reached the final stage of samadhi. And he promises to bring you to samadhi or bring you to God if you follow his techniques. So a true guru is an enlightened master. I do not profess to be your guru in the true meaning of the word. So now back to the Tantric tradition, because in the Tantric tradition, it's also worshiping Shakti, the feminine energy. And we aspire to release or awaken the Shakti energy from the lower chakra. Again, check out that video. And there's another video I did on the 7 chakras in Tantra Yoga. Check that out too. So as the energy begins to ascend up the spine, we begin to evolve. And so what the guru can do is enhance and accelerate that experience for the disciple. So here's a really cool story that Yogananda talked about the first time he received Shaktipat from his guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar, Autobiography of a Yogi. So here's what happens according to Yogananda. He's up in his attic and he's meditating. And he's at Yukteswar's ashram in Serampore, Bengal. And Yukteswar calls him down and he calls him Mukunda. He wasn't Paramahansa Yogananda yet. That's a name that was given to him by his guru. First, he was Yogananda, he was Swami Yogananda, and then later he became Paramahansa, the ultimate swan. So he was given those two words later, but then he was Mukunda. And if you remember, my teacher's teacher, Vishnu Ghosh, was Yogananda's younger brother. So Yogananda's name at birth was Mukunda Ghosh, FYI. Yukteswar calls Mukunda downstairs. Mukunda, Mukunda, come downstairs. And Yogananda was younger then. And he saunters downstairs and he says, I was meditating upstairs and you just disrupted me. So Yukteswar said, you weren't meditating. I could hear your monkey mind all the way down here. And as soon as he did that, he took his fist and he gently, it wasn't a hard tap, but he gently hit him in the chest. And when he hit him in the chest, he transferred Pat, the Shakti energy, into his spine. And what happened was, according to Yogananda in the book, he went into a temporary state of Salbikalpa Samadhi. Now, he would not have got into that state had it not been accelerated by his guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar. He gave him a glimpse of what it would be like to eventually induce that state on your own through the discipline of your practice, or the discipline of what they called Kriya Yoga. This was a preview, so he tapped him in the chest. And according to Yogananda, all of a sudden, his entire consciousness opened up and experienced local and non-local consciousness simultaneously. He knew what was happening in the room. He knew what was happening around the block and down the street. So he had this massive awakening of consciousness, similar to, and I talked about it in this video, an out-of-body experience or a near-death experience, except the yogi's actually choosing it to do himself. So he's actually leaving his body, the breath, for a short period of time, leaves his body, and he's in the state of suspended animation. But in that state, he's in this, Yogananda called it 10,000 million times greater than any experience he ever felt in his lifetime. He felt this massive experience of ecstasy, but again, induced by the teacher's Shaktipat, the transference of energy from the guru to the disciple. And when he came out of it, he was out of it because it's a temporary state. Eventually, Yogananda, many years later, was able to induce that state on his own through his yogic discipline and practice, or tapas. Now, there's another guru. His name is Muktananda, also a Shaivite tradition, meaning they were worshippers of Shiva, not Vishnu. And Muktananda would give Shaktipat. He was in Los Angeles. He also moved back and forth to India, and he would do it with this feather. So disciples would walk in front of him after his speech, and he would hit them with the feather on the head. And if they had some type of connection with the guru, maybe they would receive the Shaktipat. That's how he did it. Now, when he passed away, he transferred his guruship, I guess you could call it, to his translator. Her name was Shivalasananda, and her nickname is Guru Mai. And she did the same thing. She would speak, and after the satsang, the disciples could walk up and she would tap them in the head with the feather. So I went to hear her speak years ago. I forget when it was. Afterwards, I was allowed to come in line to receive Shaktipat from Guru Mai. So I went to in front of her and she tapped me with the feather. Didn't really feel anything back then. I mean, it's going to happen all the time. But the concept is it's an acceleration, transference of energy. Now, there's another guru who's also living today, and he's in India. On occasion, he tours the United States, and he's part of our lineage. His guru, he professes that his guru is Mahavatar Babaji, and he will give you Shaktipat, but he also will give Shivapat, and he will also give Pranapat. These are transference of the pranic energy, the Shaivite energy, the Shiva energy, and the Shakti energy. So being in his presence, sometimes just by being in the guru's presence, you'll receive that energy. And he actually disagrees with Yogananda. He says to have a living guru and just to be in that guru's physical presence will accelerate you on your spiritual path, or sadhana. It will elevate you in your spiritual path and rid you of karma. The karma, according to the yoga masters, is what keeps us in the hamster wheel of samsara. So here's another good word, samsara. It's maybe another video I can do on it. It means rebirth and death. It keeps us coming back. It keeps us, what they say, earthbound. So as we do our yogic practice, we transcend it. And the yogis will help you to transcend it, accelerate you on your path through Shaktipat, Shivapat, Pranapat, according to this guy. His name is Yogi Raj Sid. You can look him up on YouTube. He's got tons of videos, and he's definitely a part of our lineage. He actually has one video, it's called Share My Samadhi, where he supposedly goes into this state of samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, and you just look into his eyes. It's an open eye meditation. As you connect with the guru, you connect with your spirituality. But like I said before, it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical act of touching you in the chest or hitting you with the feather. So that's how they might physically transfer that energy. Sometimes just being in the guru's presence will help to elevate you on your spiritual journey, on your spiritual path. It will also help to rid you of the karma that you have accumulated, not just in this lifetime, but other lifetimes if you believe in reincarnation, which is really the concept of yoga. We continue to reincarnate. As we evolve, hopefully we will evolve, not de-evolve, but as we evolve on our spiritual path through the yogic practice, we reach samadhi or enlightenment. But Shaktipat, the transference of this feminine energy, especially up the spine, this is definitely a Shaivite concept, awakening the Shakti energy and the Kundalini Shakti energy. Again, check out that video I just recently did. As we awaken the Kundalini Shakti energy, and maybe if you're lucky to get it transferred by a guru, it'll give you a glimpse of what it's like Yogananda got from Yuktaswar, a glimpse into samadhi, a glimpse into this ecstatic state of enlightenment. Shaktipat, transference of that feminine energy. So that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.